Welcome back to Turnbuckle Banter. I'm Shelby, and this is Rafa. For this week, I think we have quite a bit to talk about and catch
A
up
lot
on.
happened. I mean, everything leading up to WrestleMania every week, it seems like there's like something major happening.
Yes.
But boy, this week was major.
I think the major surprise of the week was we have the return of 2008 Randy Orton.
He heard the voices. He not only heard them, but he acted on them.
He acted on them.
We love vintage Orton.
We're gonna start from most recent because that's the freshest in our brains. But SmackDown
Just
last night,
happened. Yes.
the first half of SmackDown, we were like,
It's kind of lackluster.
it was
Yeah. Like the booking, the decisions, the backstage promos, and everything was just kind of going like, eh. And then the women's matches, there was, I don't know, there was something in the air. But then we got to the tag team matches. We got to the tag team match between Lash and Nia, and we that was a good match.
yeah, it was a great match, and we have been excited for quite a while for Nia and Lash to become tag champions, and I feel like they're doing a great job in
Yeah, Charlotte
this space.
and Alexa, obviously two veterans. They showed up very well. And in the end, it was good to see, you know, the tag division alive and well with those four.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there was a little bit of added cool drama by way of the Bella twins
Mm-hmm.
not only showing up but saying we are going to watch this right here from ringside, and there was a couple spots there that made the match unique, and obviously the end protects both Alexa and Charlotte and the tag team champions. It was a a disqualification. So nobody actually came out on top. What do you think they're setting up with this?
I don't know because we were talking before the match started, and we were like, "How are they going to do this without burying anybody?" And I was like, "Well, somebody's gonna interrupt or interject." And sure enough, that's exactly what happened before the match even started. So I'm excited to see the Bella Twins back in action, especially like as a tag team again, because that's their big thing. Like it was really cool to see Nikki kind of have like a a solo run, but I think this is gonna be hopefully where they thrive.
Yeah.
However, next week, I don't know what's gonna happen. I think it could be cool to have like a Mania match between these two tag teams, but
Well, there's already a scheduled match between the Bella twins, Nia and Lash.
right next week.
So it's gonna be on SmackDown, but obviously there's that tension that's already building between Alexa and Charlotte and the Bella twins. So wondering if it's gonna be like eye for an eye, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte and Alexa will be out there. You watched our match, we'll watch yours, and then
Mm-hmm.
something's gonna happen, ends in the same thing. But you mentioned something pretty interesting at the end of that match yesterday. You said setting up a triple threat tag team match. That would be cool at
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
I think that might happen. So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it yet, but I do like Nia and Lash right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about Lash and Nia being forced to reckon with and being an awesome duo, good chemistry. We've talked about it since they started pairing up late last year. That man, they should just give the tag team titles to them and then
Mm-hmm.
just blaze through the division, and that's what they're doing. They're showing up dominant, and
Yeah.
we're here to see that. Love it.
Yeah, and as I continue to say, I love that they paired Nia with, or that they paired Lash Legend with Nia Jax, because I think that's just such a good pairing, and it automatically makes them both look powerful together.
Yes.
But let's get back to the main title picture. So Cody Rhodes is the new WWE champion. That was not on my bingo card before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of chatter on this, obviously, online. There's people that are saying that this was the storyline all along. Basically, for the past 2 years, they've been telling this long-term story around how Drew McIntyre screwed Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he has been the the main actor in his demise. Um, and that's kind of like the story that they're trying to tell with him. Um, and so if that is true, then it makes sense that how this is playing out. But obviously, you know how the IWC works, where something happens and they immediately go to like the negative aspect of it. So some people are like, well, they saw that, TKO saw that WrestleMania was not selling, 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away. They're starting to get desperate to sell those tickets. So Drew, you're not drawing sales, so we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to like, you know, put a matchup that we believe will sell more.
Yeah.
And then that's why they pivoted last minute. Could be. It could also just be this is just what they were looking to do. With the story with Drew was just kind of a bait and switch. Set up a match with Jacob Fatu. Set up Randy Orton versus Cody. And remember, another thing to think about too is if it truly was as intended, then you got to believe that maybe from a creative perspective, they thought, hey, it's not going to be super organic that Randy Orton just turns like that
Right.
on Cody Rhodes. There has to be a precursor, something that happens where like right now they were okay, and then suddenly something changes and it kind of triggers something on in Randy Orton. So Drew McIntyre having the title until last week could also be a part of the storyline of why Randy Orton is moving the way that he's moving. It's because, hey, he was ready to be this version of Randy Orton with Drew, and he was perfect with it. He was happy with it. He was like, I know what I got to do, and I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is who I need to be for me to become 15-time world champion.
Right.
Then suddenly it switches, and now it's his best buddy. Now it's like, and you see it in his promo last night. He was like struggling, like I don't know how to. And then Cody Rhodes is like interrupting him, like, "Oh no, I know you gotta be who you gotta be." But that's when the bell rings. If you
Yeah.
know Randy Orton,
Excuse me.
you know Randy Orton, you know he's not gonna wait until the bell rings. He's already ready to be in that mindset. He was ready already. It was gonna be a cakewalk with Drew, but
Mm-hmm.
now he wasn't struggling with who he needed to be. He was struggling with the fact that he needed to be that with Cody Rhodes
Yeah, that makes
because it
sense.
was a last minute change. I think that was a part of the story. I don't think it was a last minute change for ticket sales. I think all these things that they did were to build up Drew and Jacob and to build up Randy Orton '09 turn. And notice, I'm not calling it a heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
Randy's at a stage in his career where he doesn't turn heel or face. He's just
True.
Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
He's just Randy Orton. So what we saw last night was very, very authentic, vintage Randy Orton. He didn't turn heel. He just unlocked a part of his persona that was put away for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, that makes a lot of sense. I wish they would have kind of capitalized on that storyline of like, Randy kind of winning the Elimination Chamber and then saying, okay, I know what I have to do to dethrone Drew. And it does make a lot of sense in the Drew storyline because this whole time, Drew has been the one to screw himself. So in a way, it is unsurprising. Like me as a human, knowing that they're humans too, like I want everybody to have their turn and like succeed and stuff. So it is kind of a bummer in that way that Drew had to drop the title so early, but that doesn't mean that he won't be in the picture in the future. But I don't know. I also don't know if they saw everybody reacting negatively to a potential Cody Jacob Drew triple threat and everybody hated that idea. Granted, they didn't have to fully switch directions, but
It could be. Again, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. For all we know, everything we're talking about it right now is, you know, off
Speculation.
ball,
Yeah.
and what truly happened, to your point, was, hey, they had a thought about a fatal four-way between Orton, Cody, Jacob, and Drew, and they pivoted.
Hmm.
We don't know. We don't know at the end of the day unless it comes out in Unreal. And even then, Unreal,
Hmm.
we know it's like 50% authentic,
It's
and
yeah. It's
and
maybe
like
not the whole truth.
right. I love how Cody and even Seth Rollins both look at what happens in Unreal as, hey, this is another platform for us to expand on the work
Hmm.
inside of the work.
Right. I
So
like it too.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, speaking of the fact that Randy Orton is just Randy Orton, I think we were talking about this yesterday, that it's kind of interesting that, or it was interesting that all four of the main event guys were going to be faces, but CM Punk and Roman Reigns are also not necessarily faces at this point in their career. They're just kind of maybe the anti-hero. But I think this match is definitely going to draw people. I think this is like probably the number one match in most people's
100%.
eyes.
Yes. I mean, Zebros, don't get me wrong, is it's a good match. It's a marquee match, dream match, if you will, if you want it for some sectors. But in the end of the day, you're talking about, CM Punk and Roman Reigns. They're big, big egos, big, big names. But outside of the fact that CM Punk is who introduced the Shield in the WWE, he shortly after left.
I
And there
actually
was 10
didn't know
years of,
that that CM Punk had anything to do with the Shield.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He like he was a part of the creative design
Mm-hmm.
of bringing the Shield into main roster WWE. He wanted Rollins and Ambrose or Moxley, and WWE wanted um, Roman Reigns to join.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "Hey, I'm thinking of these bodyguards to be with me, and I'm thinking this guy and this guy." And then WWE creative said, "I like
Oh
that.
yeah.
How about this other guy too?" Like, sure, I guess. And the Shield came in. So it ended up not working out as far as like CM Punk's bodyguards or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
the creation and the inception was like he had a part to play in the overall creation. But he did not choose. Very important, and Roman Reigns mentioned that in his first promo. He did not choose Roman Reigns
Mm-hmm.
to be a part of that. It was put on him to be a part of that. So by WWE Creative. But as far as like history, which is what I'm kind of getting at, is CM Punk left shortly after, and for a decade, like was there was no semblance of any connection between who Roman Reigns is and who CM
Mm-hmm.
Punk is. Even when he comes back, there's a couple of timelines in events where like they get together, but like not necessarily like their storylines intersect, but they're not necessarily intertwined. Um, but when you look at the Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes side, to your point, you're talking about legacy.
Oh yeah.
This is how Cody Rhodes enters WWE, is under the tutelage of Randy Orton for years on that, then breaks away into his own. Randy is still in the picture. Then he leaves, and then Randy is still in the picture, even at a distance. And then comes back, and Randy is still in the picture. And now that he comes back, and Randy is still in the picture, Cody is just basically from the beginning is just champion persona,
Mm-hmm.
and every single turn where Cody is there with a title, Randy is there looking over his shoulder and not at Cody looking at that title.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot more depth to what's going to happen in this match, especially after yesterday's events.
Yeah.
I believe they actually close out WrestleMania Sunday.
I think so too. And obviously Cody versus Randy has been like a match that we knew was going to happen. It's been like in the works for such a long time, but I like we said, I'm curious if they were just like, you know what, fuck it, we're going to do it right now, WrestleMania, instead of having Drew defend the title, or if that was the plan all along.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But how do we feel about CM Punk calling out Roman Reigns' father? Did he cross a line? What do you guys think?
I think, I mean, I've seen a lot of videos about this. There are some people that are saying, oh, you know, it is a line crossed.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people that are saying, hey, if WWE doesn't bake into the story all the Samoans basically now coming after Punk
Yeah.
for the
Is this
disrespect, then it's
reunion of
almost
the
like
bloodline?
kind of burying the whole aura behind the Samoan dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also seen, hey, it's all a part of the, you know, it was a part of it. And at the end of the day, I do think that somebody at the caliber of Punk and Roman Reigns, I'm pretty sure it was intentional.
Yeah.
I also saw some commentary that said, hey, just so you know, all he mentioned about the Roman Reigns' father is that he was going to bury Roman Reigns beside his father.
Right.
Which is not an insult directly to his father, but rather to Roman Reigns about his career and his future prospect. Basically, I'm gonna end you almost.
Of course.
So in a way, people are saying, well, hold on, it might have not been actual disrespect because all he mentioned is his father's grave, but not in a negative connotation to the father.
Yeah. I
mean,
any way you talk about a dead person's relative and you're insulting that person,
I know.
that's too far.
So
but I do think the only thing that makes sense is if it was to justify the Usos also getting involved.
Yes, which I also think it kind of bothers me too that the Usos won the titles, the tag team championships, and they're not doing anything with those titles. Not only that, they came out last night, or sorry, this past week to confront CM Punk. They weren't even wearing those titles.
That's true. I was just like, when we were kind of talking about what we were going to talk about today, I forgot who had the other titles.
Yeah.
The Usos. And
the Usos have the championships, but they're not even wearing them into the ring.
I know. It kind of feels like they're making them into Roman Reigns' henchmen again.
Once again. And again, I think if I'm kind of thinking creative, maybe thinking this is our perfect way to justify their involvement without making them Roman Reigns' henchmen.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're not here for Roman Reigns. They're here for the Samoan heritage and like the insult and all that stuff. So sort of, maybe, but I'm glad that CM Punk called it out.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, oh, you're back at doing your your cousin's bidding, and then glad that they were like, no, this is not about Roman. This is about
It's kind of a funny thing because part of me thinks like, okay, in theory, this could set up because CM Punk is all about like, I want to be a fighting champion. So he could potentially have matches with Jay and Jimmy on the way to WrestleMania because we still have a couple weeks and maybe he wants to continue to have matches. However, it's kind of funny because there's people that have the titles right now that we want to be fighting champions. To me, I don't really care how much CM Punk himself defends his championship because he's older. To me, I don't think it necessarily... I mean, granted, he is still like really excellent in the ring, but CM Punk is the kind of person who I could just have him appear and talk smack every week and I would be happy with him as champion.
Of course.
And I'm kind of nervous that he could bury the Usos in a match because The Usos are so much younger. They should be able to beat CM Punk, but
Yeah. I mean, there was a match recently between CM Punk and Jey Uso.
right.
Um, and we all know what happened there. Jey Uso was, rumor has it, intoxicated, and he was like kind of just gassed halfway through the match.
Yeah.
At one point, CM Punk grabbed a water bottle and like sprayed it at his face to like wake him up. Yeah, I mean,
Was this
there's a few
on
things.
air or was this like
Yeah, yeah. There was like a month and a half ago.
Really? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so
I wouldn't put it past Jay.
of course, but and then there's also, and that also brings me to, you mentioned a good point. There are people like CM Punk that, you can literally watch him come out and not necessarily have a match, but you're still happy with what he is doing as a
Right.
champion, even if it's not by wrestling people
Right.
actively. And that comes from two things. Number one, he's done a good job at establishing his brand
Mm-hmm.
with the WWE universe. And the number two thing is both him and everybody before him have done a good job at setting up the prestige of that championship to a certain level where it no longer requires to be an actively defended championship for it to hold prestige and the weight of carrying it.
Right.
So those two things, absolutely. We're happy when he comes out, talks smack, and he has a championship. He takes up, you get to take a couple pictures of him.
Yeah.
And like you're a happy camper. Like you don't have to have him necessarily defend that title enough. Things that, example of where that's not the case. Well, hey, Julia, Jade, these ladies are not only not defending their championship enough times to help bring prestige and equity to those titles, but they're also doing a poor job at building their own brands. So both of those things are detrimental to their title runs altogether. And it's like a catch-22. Like, what do we do first? Do we build the character first and then the prestige, or do we build the prestige? How do we build the prestige without being able to put the title on somebody that can build it?
Yeah.
And so those are some issues there.
That's exactly the problem, because I was thinking about it, and every week I'm like, Jade's not defending. She's not cutting good promos. She's just kind of appearing everywhere, like when nobody even talked about her. Like, she's just like, hey, I'm that bitch, remember? Even though nobody was even thinking or talking about her, which I think is weird. However, I was thinking about it. Stephanie Vaquer has not done a single title defense since, I think, what was it? The show in Petco Park? Was it SummerSlam?
Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was her last title defense. But I'm not really mad about it, because for me, what Stephanie did to build up to her getting the title was, to me, enough. I think she's had incredible matches. I think she cuts really good promos, considering that English is her second language. But I just feel like her character, that's who she is, and I believe it. And I am happy with her just kind of being around. And also, Liv picks up any slack that there is. So this storyline is perfect for them.
But also, like, again, like those promos in Spanish, nice. Liv's reactions, awesome. The bait and switch from Liv, making her think she was going to shoot Jade and goes over to her.
Yeah.
I mean, all of this is great. And this past week, when Vaquer came out to attack Liv, man, they really, I mean, you could really think they hate each other.
Yeah.
Like these girls were like throwing blows.
The chemistry, or anti-chemistry even, is just so good. But I mean, Liv could also have chemistry with a wall. So.
Of course. And so like they're really building, think about it this way. They're building such a great story for WrestleMania and their match at WrestleMania that you don't need to have them actually do anything in the ring. They're building it with promos. They're building it with ringside attacks.
Right.
Meanwhile, Jade is flat.
Yeah.
You have to have her do yet again another bland performance in a match 4 weeks before WrestleMania, 4 or 5 weeks. And not only it's a bland performance, she does some weird stuff during that match we'll talk about.
Yeah.
And when she wins, it's like WWE is either not trying to hide how bland she is being perceived, or like they're not trying to hide it and they're purposefully like putting it out there, or they're just not noticing or thinking that it's not going to happen. But last night she wins. The camera panned twice to the crowd. Everybody sitting down, some people looking at their phones, some people just staring blandly
God, it was
at the
so
ring. A couple people
bad.
getting out of their seats, not to cheer, but just the general, you know, when a match ends,
Yeah, they
the
stood
general
up
like
and
kind of like get up and stretch. Like, you know, I'm
Yeah.
just getting up and stretching kind of deal.
That match was so weird, Jade and Michin,
Yeah.
because again, Jade just has not found herself as a character, and I just don't think the heel character is going to work for her ever, honestly. She just doesn't, she's not believable at all as a heel. And then she goes and licks Michin's face.
He licked Michin's face
First of all, weird.
for no
Second of all,
reason.
like does not resonate with her character, even what she's trying to be.
It doesn't do. What does it do?
I don't know. And I was telling you, Rhea, back in her day as a heel, where she was just like savage, she could have licked somebody's face and it would have not been weird.
Yeah.
But like Jade, just like she was like, you know, not even like you have to be like a freaky weird person to do something like that and get away with it. But Jade is just like so even keel, but then she's trying to be a heel, and then she just like went for the lick, and then like it was so
It came across as gross.
It came across as gross, yeah. Like she was trying to make a moment, but it was just like,
Yeah.
what?
It was so awkward. She is just awkward. She's trying to do these
It's
out of
awkward.
pocket things to try to create moments, like you just said, but it doesn't. You can't. You can't just throw things to the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
When you're the champion.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
You can't just do one new random out of pocket thing this week and try and see how it goes with no type of context or background. You just said, hey, if that would have been like old school Rhea, not a lot of people would have bat an eye. Of course, because for the first and foremost, Rhea's character or gimmick, I would consider it gender fluid.
Yeah, and
Like,
she's kind of like evil and psycho.
right.
And, yeah, exactly.
Like it's very gender fluid. Like there's no norms to her gimmick. She like flirts with the girls. She flirts with the guys. You know, she's mommy. She's always on top. The way that, you know, she pins her opponents.
Yeah, her character's also kind of sexual.
Yeah,
in a way,
everything she does, it's kind of on brand. So if she would have done something like that, I'm not saying it would have been expected, but it would have not come across as out of pocket awkward.
Right. Exactly.
Completely the opposite story here with Jade.
Yeah. But anyway, we're hating on Jade every single week, but like we genuinely want her to have a good title run and like, you know, be a good champion, but it just like I'm not seeing any progress. And then like, I mean, she's kind of progressed in the ring of like, she's not botching quite so much anymore, but she's still just kind of boring. Anyway, back to Stephanie and Liv. I loved the whole like telenovela gimmick between them. It was amazing. So good.
They're talking to each other. They had Dom kind of do the translate thing. That was cool. They had like, you know, they started doing like the pre-recorded promo with a translation and with the subtitles, and then Liv is watching it, so like it makes sense that she understands what's being said and she can respond to it on the
Dom
moment.
did an amazing job translating too.
Of course,
because that's hard.
Yeah. No, the whole thing is building up nicely, and again, I really was like, as soon as they started exchanging blows in Monday Night Raw, I was in it. I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get these girls into the ring and fight it out. It's going to be good.
I feel like their in-ring chemistry too is going to be so good. Like they are both like kind of small and scrappy, and I'm really excited to see what they
And
do.
we have seen several videos of Liv Morgan going out and training luchador style. She's been training a lot of groundwork. There's a lot of clips out there from some training sessions where she's working her speed craft, mat work, exchanging from grapple to moves.
Mm-hmm.
Doing like reversal and her move, reversal, the other move, and how to get out of holds. And like do them fast,
Right.
because that's how the luchador style is. But she's been training too.
Yeah. And the thing is, Liv is already incredible in the ring. Like she could go into this match exactly how she is, and I would love it. But she's a wrestler through and through, and she's continuing to try to better herself. And I wish I could see that from Jade as well. And that brings me to another one of the female, like kind of main title girls, is Tiffany Stratton. She's an incredible physique right now, and she says she's training for like a bodybuilding competition
in
like,
WrestleMania season.
Cool. During WrestleMania season. That's kind of crazy. But it seems like we're going to see her maybe make a run for the US title. Honestly, here, I don't mind that. I think it could be something good for Tiffany because, yeah, Julia.
I was just about to say anything is better than Julia at this point.
Yeah. There's so many things that come to my mind now that we've kind of delved into this hole, but I also want to talk about Shinsuke and Tama Tonga.
Yes.
All of their run-ins. Like, that's how you do like bilingual promos, because every time they come onto our screen, we're not huge fans of Shinsuke, but
it's crazy.
So their chemistry is like so cool.
So let's talk about that for a second. Okay, cool. So we're not huge fans of Shinsuke.
Yeah. Respectfully.
And we've always been kind of meh about not only Tama Tonga, but more so just generally the MFTs.
Yeah. Oh, we hate the MFT.
And then one day, Tama Tonga is in backstage, and he looks up, and I'm mildly familiar with the workings of what took place in New Japan with them. At this point, nothing has happened, and then suddenly Tama Tonga looks up, his face changes to like a very serious, but not mad, just serious face.
Yeah.
And he starts speaking Japanese.
So cool.
And I, for the first time ever, on anything MFT related, I got like straightened my posture, got to the edge of my seat, and tried to like, what is about to happen? And I knew like he just spoke Japanese. He knows somebody's there. And as soon as like the camera expanded, is Shinsuke, and they start talking. It's like, you're better than this, or why are you gonna, when are you gonna get out of their shadow? He's kind of recalling whatever time Tama Tonga spent in New Japan and how impactful he was, or how dominant he was, whatever the case may be. He's trying to bring this side out of Tama Tonga. From that day, I was like, Tama Tonga is intimidating.
Yeah.
In this context, every time he starts speaking Japanese, I switch from I don't care to holy crap, I'm in. Whatever you're saying, I don't know, I'm in. Show me more. Like, I want to see where this is going to. And then last night, we see for the first time ever in all of their runnings that they've had over the past few weeks, for the first time we see Solo come into the picture during one of their interactions, and he tells Shinsuke, stay away
from my family.
Right. And so I looked at you and I was like, oh yes. And I kind of was like, wait a second, am I gonna be like a Tama Tonga fan?
Yeah.
When they have him turn on Solo? Like, that's what they're building.
I'm excited to see how the story unfolds, and I think we talked about this a little bit on the last podcast. But yeah, like so cool that they're taking this angle. And I always say, like, it's just cool to kind of see a callback, especially for people who know a little bit about their history. And then, like I always say, for like Chelsea Green and Penta, everybody knows that iconic match. I don't need them to do a rematch because Chelsea said it would probably never happen. But like, I would love to see them just like run into each other backstage and like, I don't know, just exchange a look.
That would be great. Yeah, like do like, you can do like little Easter eggs here and there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people in WWE right now who have done some sort of like match or some sort of like partnership or they've had heated rivalries somewhere outside of WWE at this point. So, for those fans that follow those types of um uh, other like indie scene type engagements, well,
Mm-hmm.
this would be like a good nod for them for sure.
Yeah. Um, and again, speaking of Tiffany Stratton, I would enjoy to see her as a U.S. champion because she's not quite ready for the main title picture right now. She needs to kind of slow down a little bit and focus. She needs to focus on her wrestling, but I would
On
love
her
to see
wrestling and on her
her.
promo skills, on
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Yeah. I would love to see her have a feud with Chelsea Green over the U.S.
I
title.
feel like Chelsea. I mean, but again, Chelsea just makes everybody look good. Um, Again, we're talking about somebody that could literally just be at home, nursing her foot back to health,
Mm-hmm.
and waiting for her time to come back. And this girl is like, no, we're gonna bake this into my gimmick,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna make the best of it every week. Part of backstage segments, part of ringside segments, part of matches. We still have a part to play here.
Yep.
And she's taking bumps
Yeah,
on the
this girl
bat
should
on the
not be
bat
taking
foot.
bumps. And I'm sure it was her idea too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And finally, Kiana James left the purse gimmick. Well, I shouldn't say she left the
I
gimmick,
mean, for
but she
one night
showed up one
only,
time.
maybe.
Yeah, she showed up one time without the purse, and I really hope she doesn't ever fucking show that purse
If you
on
have been
TV again.
following
It's so
us from the first episode, you will know there is one thing we detest is the purse. The unnecessary, unwanted, useless purse.
Mm-hmm. Another gimmick, on the other hand, is Danhausen. Danhausen is the comeback kid, the new MVP.
By the way, I want to say right now, we were there with you. We were there, like all of you, like most of you, I will say, who
Most of
are
us.
mostly predominantly WWE fans and not necessarily like, you know, mildly aware what happens outside of WWE, but not necessarily like actively in the know. We were right there with you when this guy came in, the way that they brought him in, out of the blue, that elimination chamber uh, 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 debut. We were like, who is this? In not the most positive way.
No, we were like, are you serious? Like, they
This is
built up all
ridiculous.
this for like, who even is this guy? Like, apparently he's like some funny kind of comedic relief, and
And
he's
we
not
didn't
that
even
great of a
see it in the
wrestler.
sense that like even when we saw, oh, I guess he's a funny like comedic relief thing, we still looked at each other and was like, that's so dumb.
Yeah,
And then Monday happened.
and then he cuts one promo and totally wins us over.
As soon
Or
as his first promo,
backstage segment, not even a promo,
backstage segment.
Oh my
Something
god.
bad happens to me.
New vocal stem for everyone. But and after the first one, I was like, okay, I see why they brought him here. That's pretty funny.
Right.
But I was still like, okay, they could have done the whole box unraveling like in one show. It could have been it arrives on SmackDown and maybe the next week they open it. But like for it to happen on a PLE, I was like, But now, like knowing what I know about about Danhausen, that he's so dramatic and everything,
Yeah.
I think
It's on
actually
brand.
was perfect.
Yeah, it's on brand. He's been going around with his Demandhausens.
Mm-hmm.
So for all we know, that was a part of the Demandhausens.
Yeah.
It's like, I would like a debut with a casket and dancers.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, incredible. But I think the fact that all of us were so confused in the beginning and we were like, that was stupid. Like for
Everybody
us
did
to
the
have
most
started so low and then for him
180.
to completely win us over, I think it had to happen that way.
I don't think anybody has in the history of WWE gone from hating to loving in such a short amount of time.
Yeah. The closest thing would be Dominic Mysterio because it did flip the switch overnight, but it wasn't like Danhausen.
No, it wasn't. Yeah,
Oh my gosh. We love seeing Danhausen on our screens.
I know.
Nonetheless, not even just on like one show, but
Well,
we
I
see him
personally
Mondays
just
and
don't want to be
Fridays.
cursed, so I'm trying to like show up nicely.
we love you, Danhausen.
Very
Please don't
nice,
curse
very
us.
evil.
Anyway, love it. Speaking of Danhausen, he curses The Miz. And then first, he curses Dominic Mysterio, who loses the Intercontinental
Yeah,
Championship to Penta.
we love that
Love it. That's the only
because
way it could have happened.
yeah, of course. I mean, there's a lot going on right now, and they are finally moving the chess pieces on Judgment Day that we've been seeing them play around with for over a year now. Tensions between Judgment Day and all the different things that are happening with the Lucha and the AAA stuff. It it's good that they're finally moving those chess pieces forward.
Mm-hmm.
Penta's now the new champion. It was a great way to get him to be a champion. The whole crowd was behind him.
I love that it kind of purposefully didn't bury Dominic either.
Of course, it
Even
didn't
though
bury him because he's cursed.
yeah.
And it sets up, but then he wanted to win cheating, which sets up the biggest piece of tension
Mm-hmm.
to happen with Judgment Day today, which is the date, which is Finn Balor declining to help Dominic cheat to retain this title, which leads to the week after or week following, where Dominic calls out Finn on why he didn't want to help him cheat. And while Finn was reasonably explaining why he didn't help, things took a turn.
The Judgment Day finally turned on Finn.
And
Not only
I wanna recall the parallels here. You go back to when Finn Balor rejoined the Black and Gold NXT a few years back, and he was out there as Prince, and he did his heel turn, and everybody loved it. He did it with the same move. He like turned his back on I forgot his name, but it's the guy that does boom. He's now in AEW.
I don't know.
But anyways, he turns his back to him, and he looked up to the camera, and then he did that little Pele kind of style kick, and it was wild.
Mm-hmm.
He did that this time around, but different from that. It was a good callback. It was a great parallel, but different than that time. It turned out he was alone in this. He thought he was kicking Dom off of Judgment Day. But what actually happened is quite different.
Not only did Dominic and Liv and Raquel turn against him, but JD McDonough too. All of Judgment Day turned against Finn Balor. And I'm so excited about this because we have been begging for a Finn solo run or even just like just kind of elevating Finn to put him in some kind of title picture. And now we finally have that. I'm so excited to see what happens for Finn in the next couple weeks. I really hope they don't mess this up.
I know. So I don't know if you saw, but Finn posted on Twitter a 4-digit number. I think it was like 1378 or something like that.
Okay.
He just posted that, and like it took some people a little bit to figure it out, but when they finally figured it out, I don't have Twitter, so I just saw it after the fact in Instagram. So basically, he just posted the amount of days he was a part of the Judgment Day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He's the OG member.
He's the
been there
last
longer than
OG.
everyone.
He's the last. Yeah. So and then somebody did a little bit of an edit with that song. It was a nostalgic song. And it was basically it had Edge, Damian, Rhea, and Finn and they're all like kind of grayed out. It's like there goes
Wow.
the OG Judgment Day. So
It's interesting that this happened too, because I think there's a little bit of time that we were speculating that Liv might potentially dump Dominic for Finn
right,
or
yeah.
betray Dominic for Finn. So that
And there was also
X's
like the
that out.
Roxanne,
Mm-hmm.
thing, and so like it's an interesting. So like now it's all the young boys basically.
Mm-hmm.
They kicked out all the veterans
Yep.
of the Judgment Day.
Yep. Moving on to some other mid card titles that we have right now. AJ Lee is Intercontinental Champion. I'm so excited. I did not see that happening this soon. I thought that she was gonna lose to Becky the first time and then maybe go back and win it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do some sort of like dupe gimmicky end
Mm-hmm.
at their chamber match that was gonna end up being some sort of like, well, yes, AJ Lee wins, but she doesn't get the title, like like a count
Right.
out or
Mm-hmm.
a DQ, something fishy happens. Um, and it was gonna set up a bigger match at WrestleMania. Obviously that didn't happen. Now, interestingly enough, we did see them immediately going for a. She cut a promo about being a fighting champion. They set up a tournament. Bailey comes out on top on that tournament, and um, I think their match is next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's happening. It doesn't, at least as of today, it doesn't seem like they have disclosed if the plan is or alluded to if the plan is to still build Becky versus AJ as the kind of rematch at WrestleMania. I hope they do.
Yeah.
Again, if what I'm seeing as a trend is they're putting all the big matches, like all the big matchups. They're whether or not it is because of the ticket sale stuff that's been going around. I don't know, but like in general, what I am seeing is they have shown through all the matches that have been announced that they could have pulled the trigger on a few interesting matchups, but not necessarily popular matchups.
Sure.
But instead, they chose to go with the safe, popular matchups.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns and CM Punk, Cody, Randy, Raquel. Oh, sorry, Stephanie Becker and Liv.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're seeing all these matches come together, they're going with the safe choices. I think Becky needs to be a part of a title picture for WrestleMania, and I think they're gonna probably is gonna be with AJ Lee.
So I think it's perfect to throw Bailey into the mix right now because there's a couple things that could happen. Becky could come in and try to cost AJ and then end up working in AJ's favor or something. But regardless, AJ versus Becky redemption match could be amazing. But Bailey also has unresolved business with Becky. Becky took her spot at WrestleMania last year.
Oh,
So we could get Bailey versus AJ, or we could get Bailey versus Becky if Bailey somehow takes the championship, or even a triple threat. I don't know.
We could see a triple threat. Yes, absolutely. I hadn't thought about that. That's
I
awesome.
just thought of it right now too. I didn't think about how Becky and Bailey are kind of tied together too.
Creative, you know what to do.
There's a lot of ways that this could go, and hopefully they don't drop the ball in this storyline too.
And talking about Becky, a good segue to the hot husband.
Oh yeah, the hot husband.
He came
Seth
back
returned.
at Elimination Chamber to all of our cheers and applause. And
automatic face.
Everybody loves it. He comes back on Raw and does a little bit of a kind of cringy, but also kind of funny switcheroo.
Well, is he a face? He curb stomped Paul Heyman.
Oh, every
That's
face in the
crazy.
world should curb stomp Paul Heyman.
But that's kind of savage. He can't defend himself.
Well, again, I think what we're seeing is this is the era of the anti-heroes.
True.
It's people that are not true faces or true villains. They're just people out here trying to right the wrongs that are being thrown on their way. And, I got to do what I got to do, hopefully, I don't catch you in the crossfire kind of deal.
Yeah. It's actually a really good point. I think that could be one of the
Themes this year for sure.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. But one thing that I was kind of sad about, I sent you a meme, and it was Seth Rollins coming back to avenge the OG Vision,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just alone because everybody is just injured.
Yeah, I'm really curious too because Seth has got to be a part of the WrestleMania picture, but how?
I mean, from where I stand, I think it would have been. I think it would have been Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins.
Oh, 1,000%.
That was the marquee
that
match.
Can't happen now.
Then they pivoted to Bronson Reed having that spot. And now is it gonna be Logan Paul?
Which interestingly, we already had Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins a couple years ago.
Yeah. At WrestleMania too.
Yeah, at WrestleMania.
Yeah. It was a good match.
Totally, and it would be an incredible match again, but I don't think they're going to do that again. And I also don't think they're like just the way that they are booking the Vision right now. I don't think
they're not going to win.
They're going to push Austin Theory
for
they're
a
not WrestleMania
gonna,
match. Unfortunately, even though Austin Theory is the most qualified out of all the
to really have a good match and like
out
be
of all the
put
Vision
over.
Members, Austin Theory is the top dog in my opinion, honestly.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's not. It doesn't seem like it's in the cards anytime soon. So
I will say it's partially his fault. I don't like his impression of like him being a heel.
Yeah,
for the Vision,
he's always,
like his mean mugging. I don't like it, but he has all the potential in the world.
I know, and we are actively rooting for Obafemi to respond to the Brock challenge and decimate Brock and send them on his merry way to never return.
It's not gonna happen. But
what do you mean it's not gonna happen? That has to be the thing that happens.
They're not gonna let Obafemi bury Brock.
Why not?
Oh, that's what I want too, but they're just not gonna do it because they kiss Brock's ass. He shouldn't even be a part of the WrestleMania card. He shouldn't even be in WrestleMania. He shouldn't even be in WWE.
I think.
I'm a Brock hater.
I know. I get it. But here's let's look at the practical stuff. If I'm a betting man, I would bet that Brock Lesnar is there because TKO, who also manages MMA stuff, are huge fans of Brock Lesnar, and they push for him to be a part of everything. I don't know if you saw, but there's actual footage of the Royal Rumble when Brock is getting eliminated. He's the one that called for his elimination.
I know.
There's footage out there that while Jey Uso is out there like coming in, there's ringside footage of Brock literally going over to Cody and whoever it was. I think it was Cody and somebody else, but
yeah.
And he basically said, "Throw me over."
Yeah.
And like he didn't care. He was just there to collect a paycheck. And when he saw that, hey, I'm not about to sit through 7 minutes of this crap.
Well, yeah, of course, but
he was like, "Throw me out. I'm out."
So he had nothing to lose. So it doesn't matter when he gets eliminated. But
the same thing happens here
at WrestleMania.
No. I think we're in the same spot. I think the ultimate test to make Obafemi the new beast, the new not bad guy, but the new dominant force that they're trying to make him look like. There's so much that you can do. You can put him against people smaller than him, most of the roster.
Yeah.
And sure, he's going to demolish them, but is that super impactful? I mean, they were already like half his size. Then you put him against the Bulgarian brute, Rusev. And they have a pretty cool match together. And Rusev still shows dominant, but at the end of the day, he's still not, dominant enough. And yes, that still makes, Obafemi carrying Rusev and tossing him like nothing, that is impactful. But imagine when he does that to Brock.
That would be
when he
incredible.
grabs the 300 whatever pound Brock Lesnar and yeets him across the ring. Because, say whatever you want about Brock and anything else. One thing he has never done is no sell. So the dude will take the bumps. The dude will take the bumps and he won't care. I think this is, if not the last WrestleMania for Brock Lesnar, it should be his last appearance in a long while, hopefully ever. And I think it's gonna be leveraged to put Obafemi over.
Yeah. I think it would be incredible if Obafemi retires Brock and then we never see his face again.
Yes. That's what I'm banking on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm banking on.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. We are a few weeks away from WrestleMania. We have a few weeks to build up a few of those storylines, see where things go with Division, see where things go with Jade and Rhea. We still don't know how the WrestleMania picture is going to look like for both the Intercontinental and US Women's Championships. We don't have a clear picture of what's going to happen at WrestleMania as it relates to both the tag team division championships.
Seth Rollins.
We don't know what's going to happen there yet. So,
and the IC titles too.
So a lot, few weeks to build up those stories, a lot to build up. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe.
Yes.
Because if you don't, you are cursed.
Bye. Bye.